And action. Welcome
Davey.
everyone to the this is David G here with the Internet Marketing Party and the one, the only, Mr. Moneyfingers, Chris Haddad.
Hello, my friend. How are you? Look, it even says Achiever on my T-shirt. I didn't even know I wore that one today. But
so I just finished asking you what the headline for this interview should be, so that when people are listening, they know why they should continue watching for the next 10, 15 minutes. And you said?
I said why your website sucks and how to make it suck less is kind of the thing. Because I'm a copywriter and I come up with cool phrases like that. Because obviously copywriting is about big words and being clever all the time. But that's okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking this time.
Problem, man. Happy to be
for agreeing to be on our stage next week. So
I know I got to fly all the way to Austin. It's going to be pretty. I'm gonna cram myself into an airplane for X number of hours to get out there and hang out with you guys. But it'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. We'll teach some good stuff.
All right. So we're going to ask 4 questions during this interview. The first one's going to be for beginners. Then they'll get progressively more advanced. So assuming someone's just getting started out, what are 3 things that someone's got to have on their sales page to get it to convert?
A couple different things. And actually that question to me, I think is almost asking the wrong thing. Right, because a lot of times people come to me and they say, "Chris, what's the, Perry Belcher is great at this. He's got his magic Perry Belcher button, and that's great because that will increase your conversions a little bit. Or here's how to make the background a certain color, and that's all really important stuff. If you already have an offer that converts pretty well, and you want to get it to convert even better, because testing is a fantastic thing. But to me, the most important part of your sales page isn't actually about what's on it. It isn't whether it's video or whether it's a long text page. Though I prefer video, I make all my money using sales videos. It's all about the promise that you make in your product, right? The biggest mistake I see people making all the time is they don't promise enough and they don't make an interesting enough promise and what they're actually doing. I have an exercise I do. I actually talked about this at Jeff Walker's event a couple weeks ago, which was hilarious because I got up and spoke for 5 minutes and had people the next day going up to Jeff's people and saying, "Is Chris going to get on stage again today and teach us more stuff?" And then Jeff was like, "Yeah, we forgot to ask him. Sorry." I'm like, "Yeah." Which was pretty funny. And I was like, "Sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to co-op your stage there." But the idea is like a lot of times when especially newbie marketers are like, "Okay, I've got a product in the fitness niche or the weight loss niche," right? I use this example sometimes in some of the products I do. And they'll make a promise that's like, you'll lose weight in 30 days or something like that. Or you'll lose 10 pounds in 30 days. I always say you want to make, when you're starting off, make the most ridiculous, overt, powerful, almost stupid promise you possibly can. The promise that if you actually made it in your marketing would get you arrested by the FTC, right? Just go completely crazy over the top when you're first sitting down to write your actual copy, when you're first sitting down to write your actual sales video. Because the mistake I see people make most of the time is they don't promise hard enough. They make a lame promise. They say something like, you can kind of maybe sort of lose some weight in the future, possibly if you want to. Right? So I have one of my products called Text the Romance Back. And I could just say, or actually I have a new one, right? I have a new one called Text Your Ex Back that we're just putting out now that we're selling a ton of right now. EPCs are awesome. Now, a basic promise would be like how to send text messages that get your ex-girlfriend to call you back, right? Or to actually text you back. The promise I make in that video is if you can send 3 simple text messages, you can get your ex-girlfriend to crawl over broken glass to have you back, dump her loser new boyfriend, and come back to you and promise that she'll never do anything to get you out of her sight again, right? You're going to an extreme level to start with. When we do make money stuff sometimes, and you basically want it to be something along the lines of push a button, make $1 million, or something like that. You want to go to a really, really high level with your promise, and only then do you start kind of whittling it away a little bit, and you start saying, okay, I made this ridiculous promise to myself. Nobody else has to hear it. What promise can I make now that's actually realistic in some way, that's not going to get me in trouble, that's going to have the customers actually feeling good about it? I've been saying for years, marketing is the art of making a promise and keeping it, but you actually have to have a promise that actually works. The number 2 thing is on your site, I really like using video. The sales videos have been how I've built my entire business. We just crossed the $500,000 mark in my new business yesterday. Actually, so we started that business in February. We've done that completely off of affiliates. For my Text the Romance Back business, we crossed over $500,000.
Congrats, man!
That's actually post-affiliate sales. So we've made over $100,000, over $1 million in sales now, which is pretty cool, I think.
3 months into it, you made.
Well, it's about 7 months into it.
Okay.
Now.
Right? Or maybe man, then it's not as cool.
Oh, that is cool. Oh, no, totally lame, dude. What are you doing? That's fine. The next thing is just empathizing with people, right? I was on the phone with a mastermind group today, and this is a guy who had a business that was it's like real estate investing stuff, really high level real estate investing stuff. I'm gonna try not to jiggle my desk here, and it was just a matter of like just empathizing with. He was talking about his fiance's product, which is a product for new moms who want to lose weight. And I was looking at the website for them, and it was just like, here's how to lose your baby weight. And I'm like, no, you need to get to where your customer actually is and talk to, women who have recently had a baby. They've got this horrible pressure on them between, hey, I want to get back in shape again. I'm afraid my husband doesn't find me attractive anymore. I feel like I'm going to become a fat mom. And at the same time, I want to spend as much time with my baby as possible. So if I was writing a copy for something like that, my opening line might be something along the lines of, you'll never lose the baby weight and you're going to be fat forever, right? And just hitting them really where that, yeah, and you're just like, bam, there you go, right? I have a new product coming out also for women that we're going to release in January that I think is going to be huge. I just finished writing the product, and it's for women, teaching women how men actually think. And the opening line of that one is, you've been lied to by every man you've ever met, right? Every woman I say that to, they go like this. They go, yeah, and they kind of get that eye catalepsy thing going, and they're like, I want to learn more. I want to hear more. Because you're getting into their experience and you're getting into the ideas that are already kind of floating around in their mind. Every woman secretly believes that she's been lied to by every man she's ever met. And if you can confirm that and enhance it, you get really great things. And the third thing is really just, because I don't want to take up too much time, we'll have more time next week, is to just sell the damn thing. Right? I mean, this is something John Carlton and I were talking about a few weeks ago. He asked me to write something for one of his programs. And I always see these marketers who are just like dancing around the sale all the time. They're like, well, I want to sell without selling. I just want to do social media and have somebody decide to buy the thing themselves. At a certain point, especially in a sales video, when somebody's already watched 15 minutes of your video, sell the damn thing. Make big promises. Tell them why they need to buy it right now. Tell them the horrible things that are going to happen to them if they don't buy it. Right? When I have like text your ex back, I talk in the close of that one, I talk about how it's like, listen, you have 3 choices right now. Choice 1, do nothing. You can leave this page right now. You can go and you can just kind of keep searching around online. You can keep thinking about your ex-girlfriend, your beautiful ex-girlfriend, and who she's with right now, who she's making out with right now, who she's fucking right now behind your back, and you can drive yourself crazy and know deep in your brain that you let that one special woman, the woman that you were supposed to marry, get away. Option 2 is you can take what you learned in this video and you can just kind of try to do it yourself. You can take out your cell phone. You can try to type a few messages and see what happens. Option 3, and I think this is the smart option, is you can risk absolutely nothing. You can hit the download, you can hit the buy now button that you see right below this video. You can grab text your ex back and you can let me do all the work for you and show you exactly what to say to crawl into her mind, make her regret letting you go more than anything in the world, and finally have that woman back in your life. Now, is that emotionally manipulative? Sure. Does it sell? Yes. Is the product good? I do deliver a good product. Yes. Do people thank me for selling them? Yes. If you have a good product and you actually sell it powerfully, you're doing a good thing. Yes, you'll make some money. I like making money, but you'll also actually have your customers thanking you for it later. So again, that's not like the 3 things that are on your website. You must have a buy button. You must have a video. You must have a headline, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's all more about the psychology of the sale.
Nice.
And the actual, whether you do it over webinar. I mean, I've had people take some of the stuff they learned from me. One guy, Erico, he said that he tripled his conversions on his webinar based on like a 30-minute conversation we had. And it was all around the exact same stuff.
Nice.
And he was already making like $1 million a month. So.
Wow. Well, that could be the headline for this video call. It's like how to triple your conversions by watching a 15 minutes interview.
Yeah. Watch this. Go ahead.
I've got a couple other questions for you, but one of them just bubbled up as you were talking because I mean you're masterful with language, at presentation, delivery, and it's obvious to me you're a good salesman. I mean, in the good sense of the word, because I think people think negative when they think, but you're good at it in a good way. So for people that might be watching right now that aren't badass sales guys, that aren't as smart or as sophisticated with their languaging and their creative right brain as you are, What would you say to somebody like that? I mean, because is that something we can definitely focus on when you talk on stage? Because
yeah, we can talk about that, and I teach that. I have a course that we sell occasionally called the Video Sales Letter Workshop that me and my friend Ludalo did, and that's largely about taking salesmanship and installing it into people to a large degree. One of the great things about online sales, though, is you don't need to be a great salesman in the room. You don't need to think on your feet. I happen to be good at thinking on my feet, and it makes me good as a copywriter because I can just kind of riff on this stuff and come up with ideas. But the great thing about sales videos and sales letters and internet marketing is you can take your time and kind of do it the right way. The main thing I see with people that, for one thing, salesmanship is a skill. Dave, I mean, you know me pretty well. I'm actually pretty shy. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you've seen me hanging out at bars and stuff, right?
Yeah, this is right now, like in this interview, it's the most out, kind of.
Yeah. But like when we hang out in Breckenridge or something like that, I mean, I'll have conversations with people, I'll get involved, but I'm really kind of a little more reserved unless I'm about to go on stage and teach something because I'm really passionate about it going from there. It's largely a learned skill. I'm a very introverted person. My ideal evening is sitting around playing guitar and playing board games with a few of my friends. I don't really like parties, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
But I learned how to do it because it's a valuable thing to be able to do, and I enjoy getting on stage, and that's why I was on national television, right? Because I can get up there and kind of do that thing. Right. So if you're not a natural-born salesman, that's okay. It can be something you can learn. It's something you should learn. It's the most valuable skill you possibly can learn. Anything you do, I know as a good copywriter that being able to sell. If you took everything away from me tomorrow, if you took away my email list, my business, if you took away my condo, you took away everything I had, I'd be fine tomorrow. Why? Because I'd make a few phone calls and I'd say, hey, Dave, do you know anybody who needs a great copywriter to help them get some stuff going? I got to make some money, right? And we'd be able to get things like that. Like I turn down enough jobs every day that it'd be like, whatever, right?
Which, again, thank you for speaking on our stage.
Yeah, totally, yeah. But the great thing, I blame Lovitch, really. He's just like, you have to go. Like, okay. But anyway, like the salesmanship can be learned. It's largely about formula. It's largely about understanding that human beings, and that human beings are very irrational, and human beings want to be led, and the human beings really want to buy. If you have a good product, I always say, if you have a good product, and if you don't sell it hard enough, you're being an asshole, right? Because like, okay, I've got a great thing. I have Text Your Ex back. I have all of these people, thousands of people who desperately want to get their ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend back. I have this great thing. They're not going to decide to buy it on their own. They need to be convinced that it's worth it. If I don't do a good enough job convincing them that it's worth it and taking their money and giving them the product in return, I'm being a dick, right? That's how I kind of reframe the whole salesmanship thing in general. Because a lot of people are afraid of being a salesman. They're afraid that it's sleazy or things like that. If you have an actually good product, it's not sleazy at all. It's the greatest, most ethical thing you can do.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well, good stuff, man. So next question is, from your perspective, is there a difference in how you would write copy for a sales page versus a squeeze page? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, the main thing there is that I see a lot of squeeze pages where people overwrite them, right? I saw one recently, a student of mine who was in one of the courses I was teaching had this long squeeze page. And there are reasons to have longer squeeze pages. Occasionally for Google, for other sources of traffic, you might need to do that. But ideally, a good squeeze page is short, right? A good squeeze page makes one very simple promise. It has very little distracting kind of thing. And it's just like, if you give me your email address, you'll get this thing. Here it is. That's all you have to say. When you're actually writing a sales page where you're actually asking for money, oftentimes your copy will get extremely long. My best converting sales videos are 30 to 50 minutes long, right? Which is huge. It's a tremendous amount of time. I can't sit through it, but other people do.
Right.
You have to understand what you're actually trying to get people to do at any given time. It's a much more difficult process for someone to take out their wallet and type in their thing and give you money and have that kind of intimate connection than it is just hand over their email address for a second. And if you spend too much time, they'll look at the squeeze page and they'll be like, this is too much to read. I'm not going to do it. Right? As opposed to just saying, give me your email address, here's the awesome thing you'll get. And then you're getting access and building the relationship.
Yeah. I've heard one of the highest converting squeeze pages ever is the Motley Fools.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
Just almost all white. It looks kind of like the Google page. Yep. It's just a little picture, tells you what you need, and bam, that's it. So
that's it.
It matches what you just said. And
Don't waste my time.
The principle that comes to mind is one's designed to appeal to the strongest human force, which is curiosity.
Yes.
And then the other is designed to fulfill the curiosity.
Yeah, it's really just like look over here, look over here, look over here. That's all the squeeze page is. Give me your email address, you'll get something cool.
Cool.
That's it. Don't sell too much on it.
If someone had no idea who Chris Haddad was, I was Lovitch taught me to call you Haddad.
Oh yeah,
he always mispronounces people.
Yeah, totally.
What would you tell them?
Man, who am I? I am a badass copywriter and internationally known relationship guru. At least my alter ego is. And I'm probably the fastest copywriter you'll ever meet. I know a lot of copywriters who struggle over this stuff. One of the things I teach people when I do teach IM stuff, which I only rarely do, is how to do it a lot faster, how to just kind of get to the core of what you're trying to say. Yeah. You know, Jeff Walker always was like, when I used to work with Jeff on a lot of projects, I did some launches with him. He was like, did you just write that entire sales page in a day? I'm like, yeah, I did. Just what you do. You just sit down and you get it done. So that's kind of what I do. I mean, my main thing is just like, you know, my career up until the last year was mostly around writing copy for clients. And then over the last year, it's been much more about building my own business. So
very cool. And last but not least, if someone is right now watching going, man, this has been a great video, a great interview. I think I might go, but man, I had already promised somebody I'd go to dinner, or man, I'm going like 2,500 miles to get over there. Come on, what's wrong with you? Get in your car. What are you doing? Yeah, if somebody's in Dallas right now going, man, I've been wanting to go to one of these for a while, or I went to one and it was cool, but I don't know. Why should someone attend and bring a friend?
You're going to learn stuff that's going to make you way more money than you are now. And I'm not just saying that to be egotistical. I'm saying that because the times I speak on stage, I've spoken at Ryan Lee's event, I've spoken at Jeff Walker's event, I've spoken at John Carlton's event. When I speak on stage, people always come back later. And a few months down the line, they come to me and they say, Chris, and I had this happen with people that are in mastermind groups of mine. They say, Chris, I took what you taught me. I followed it exactly. I watched the video over and over again. And like I have one friend, Will, who has a fuzzyyellowballs.com. He said that he used my stuff. It's a tennis site. It's actually not dirty. He said that using my stuff, he is directly responsible for having him go from doing $50,000 launches to his first $450,000 launch, right? My friend Erico, who said he took the exact formula I teach about how to convert people using sales videos. And he said that it took him his webinars from doing, about $1 million a month to doing like $2 or $3 million a month, right? The fact when I spoke at Jeff's stage recently, I only spoke for 5 minutes on that stage, spewed some stuff out, and had people not just telling me, but telling a lot of other people it was the most valuable part of the entire 3-day conference. And they learned more in that 5 minutes that they would actually use than any other time. And Jeff teaches good stuff. But if there's anything I'm good at, it's taking this stuff and boiling it down into very actionable steps for people. If your stuff doesn't convert in today's market, you will not make it online. The reason I've been able to build a business that has done $500,000 actually $1 million in sales, but $500,000 in revenue in such a short amount of time, and I've done that with no paid traffic, no Google traffic, no Bing traffic, no Facebook traffic. It's all been affiliates. Has been because my stuff converts better than anybody else's in my niche, right? Essentially, it's like becoming the niche bully. If you learn how to convert stuff properly, you can enter any niche and become the biggest thing in that niche in shockingly little time. I have people who have been in the romance and seduction and dating niche much longer than I have, who are like deferring to me now and basically begging to get involved in what we're doing because they know my stuff actually converts.
Nice. Very, very
so
cool.
Do it. And you will kick yourself if you don't.
And at the beginning before we started recording, you were talking about how you were actually going to present the precise formula that you use.
I will give you the exact formula I personally use for sales videos and things like that. I will bring that with me. I will show it. We'll also show the clip of me on the Rachel Ray Show, or at least part of it, and I'll tell the weird story of how I ended up on national television and what that actually did for my business and how we actually got where we are now. I can tell stories about being in the trenches on some of the launches we've done and things that have gone well and things that have gone horribly, horribly wrong. And we're also going to talk about a lot of really interesting consumer psychology stuff. One thing I really think I'm going to talk about is the self-esteem of your market, which sounds totally woo-woo, but it's going to be powerful stuff because I'm going to give you insight into what's actually going on in your market's head when they're watching your video or reading your sales letter. and how to key into their own self-doubt to make buying your thing the only obvious choice for them. Cool, huh?
I want to be there.
I know. Dave's going to be, he's going to be like, whoa, what are you doing? So yeah, it'll be fun stuff. We'll have a good time. I always try to over-deliver on stage. I always try to tell some funny jokes on stage. Though the last time I spoke on John Carlton's stage, my friend Kevin killed my hooker joke, which I'm still not happy about. And we'll give some good stuff, man. I believe in over-delivering. So
sounds good, man. Well, we look forward to having you. And
I look forward to it too.
On that note, we will see you on Tuesday, November the 8th at 7 o'clock at 4th in Colorado, which is 6 Lounge. Oh, and by the way, get your wristbands today at internetmarketingparty.com/moneyfingers, because if you get them today, which is before the date, they're $19. If you get them on the day, which is Tuesday the 8th, they go up to $30, because then it's a lot more work for us. So for $19, I mean, come on.
And I got to get my wristband. I better hurry up.
Yeah, you better hurry up, dude.
What am I going to do?
Okay.
Dave, thanks so much, guys. I do hope you make it down. It's going to be an awesome night, and I'll teach you some good stuff. So.